Here's the secret to how I'm going to take down my mortal enemy, Cacus. He's top 7% in the world, I'm top 15%. That's got to change. This is how you execute a pivot and get your game to the next level. I'm Flash Thompson. Alright, this is Legendary Tactics, your gaming masterclass. We're going to teach you some fundamentals for the game Teamfight Tactics. I'm going to show you the entire video, but I've abbreviated the boring parts, and we're going to get straight to the good stuff. So there's some early techniques here. You can see Cacus, this is his screen. He's working on the Woodland Druid buff. They own the early game, and it's working really well for him. The problem with the Woodland Druid buff is that people fall in love with it. Late game, they don't want to switch away from it. They have a hard time selling it. And when you see them coming up over and over, you're looking for those level 3s. I don't think that's a good way to go, because the Woodland Druid is going to kill you late game. NATO Potato's also in this game. He's from Legendary Tactics as well. He's what you might call our noob. That's okay, we're going to get him up to master level before long. So what you can see I'm doing here is going for the Rangers in the back, Glacials in the front. Here's another problem that people have in this iteration of the game. The Glacials, they got a buff recently, but generally they're not a late game team. So if you start with Glacial, you can't end with Glacial. You've got your Warwick, who at level 1, level 2 is fairly average, and when you get farther in the game, he's absolutely terrible. Braum is a character who can stand up decently as a level 2. He's pretty solid as a level 3, but again, he's just a meat shield. He just sits there taking damage, so that's okay. If you want to plug those guys up at the front, you can see I'm stacking my Rangers at the back. I snagged a Varus there. Gonna get him up to a level 2. You need to maximize your damage. Okay, we're back to Cax's screen here. Let's see how he's doing. Alright, so he is cleaning up, so that's who I've got to face off against. Not really too concerned about NATO Potato at this stage. He's still learning the game. That's fine, we're not going to judge him. But the key with the game is to have a strong offense and a strong defense. Wardens are great in the early game. There's lots of them available. You can get them up to level 2s really quickly. They give you lots of flexibility. So I attempted the Woodland Druid there, but it didn't work, so I just sold them off. And you can see I'm up to the Ranger 3 Glacial 3, which is working great for me. I got some tanks up front, I got the power in the back, and I'm still at 100%. It's bound to change, I'm sure. I like to experiment a little bit. So there's a couple Blade Masters on my bench. If I can shift into a Blade Master build, I will, but I'm not going to roll through to try and find it. I like to play what I am given. So I'm going to try to find the options that are provided to me and not chase too much here. That was NATO Potato's screen. He's getting absolutely destroyed. So the problem Potato, that was really bad too. So I ended up sticking 4 Rangers out with absolutely no defense. So did the glass cannon all offense, and that was a horrible idea. NATO Potato's trying something similar here. He's got 4 Warden, 2 Ocean, so he doesn't have any damage. So I need to shift here and balance things out a bit. The 4 Glacial, as I say, it's fine at this level, but late game I'm going to need to shift. So here's the secret. The top level players at Challenger level, the ones who are winning the games, almost all of them are using Mystic 4, Lunar 2. The reason for that is because those buffs benefit the entire team. So early game, they're not going to do much for you. Cacus this game is trying to shift into the Mystic, but unfortunately he doesn't have the tank out front, so I don't see him going too far in this match. But the Mystic Lunar buff can be incredibly powerful if you're buffing up 7 or 8 guys and they all get magic resistance and they all get attack damage every 7 seconds and critical strike damage. Absolutely imperative to get to that, but the problem is you can't get there too quick. So here's Cacus again. Not particularly effective, so it's looking good for me this game. So I'm going to stick Warwick at the back here because occasionally you get these creatures leaping in, killing off your rangers, and then you have no damage left. So I like to use him as a little bit of a guard. I've got to get rid of him, though. He's just about as useless as Ornn. Late game, if you've still got an Ornn on the board, that's a problem. You got your Malphite, who's awesome. Nate's using him there. But Ornn, he just won't carry your team. So let's see how I do against Nate. Wow. That was so easy. Soft like butter. So simple. It's okay. It's okay. He's still trying hard. All right, level 2 Ez. The reason Ezreal is so frigging amazing is because anytime you get low characters on the board, he pops his spell and takes those guys out of play. And so he's got some heal here. He's got some speed increases. He's doing so much damage. Ooh, Cax in the face. That one hurt. He is not pleased with me now. So I like to, you can see I'm starting to pivot into the Lunar Mystic buff now. I've got a couple of Jannas. I got my Karma. You're going to be looking for a Master Yi if you can find one. Hopefully we can get one of those on the board. And Nami. Nami's so critical to the Lunar Mystic pivot. So better players in this game are much more flexible. They're going to respond to the carousel and find players that are going to benefit them. So who am I looking for? You know what? York's got a good weapon on him. Let's take that. I'm going to sell him off, get the gold, and get that weapon back on one of my rangers. That'll get me some more damage. Let's stick that on Varus. So good players are responding to the carousel. They respond to the market, who's in front of them. They're not afraid to sell off characters who aren't useful to them anymore. Get that gold out. Don't just let them languish on your bench. If you get a good tableau, you can shift. You can see the Blade Master didn't work out for me. That's okay. I'm going to go a different direction. You also want to stack your items. So offensive items obviously are going to go on the Rangers. Defensive items are going to go up on my tanks. Oh, this isn't looking good for Cax. Let me be the one to take Cax out. Let me be the one. Oh, he's done. That's a shame. It's not actually. I'm kind of happy to see him go. So 66, I still got the win streak going, but there's still a guy ahead of me here. He could be a problem for me. I'm going to need to respond to his build. I'm seeing a couple people here going for the Inferno build. That can be a bit of a problem for my Rangers because they get their splash damage if they get up to 6. You can see, you can see the splash damage right there. So for now, that's not a problem. Ooh, almost took that guy out. But the glass cannons are really doing a lot of damage for me there. So some key choices in the game. When you're crafting your weapons, you got to get the right weapon on the right character. So if I can ever get my hands on a Nami, and if I can build a Moral Nomicon, then this game's over. Moral Nomicon does damage to anybody who the spell touches, so that's everybody with Nami doing her wave. So I'm going to click up, get the next level out. I'm going to start my pivot here. I may not quite be ready. Maybe get that Janna. Janna's level 2. Karma's level 2. That's looking good. So at least when you do the pivot, you don't want to pivot in a bunch of weak characters who are going to just fold. But those two are ready to go. I got a toss up between Ashe and Twitch here. Both awesome characters. I'd rather have Ashe, but she's not level 2 yet. So, oh, tell me true. Let me have that Nami. Yes. Okay, these guys are idiots. So that was a great example of leaving one of the best players on the carousel for a late game steal. So that's going to change everything for me. So I've got my 3 Mystic there. If I can get myself one more Mystic, then I'm going to have a good chance of taking this. So you can see I'm just walking through people now. 4 Ranger, 4 Glacial. But Braum, Warwick up front, that's a problem. Volibear also leads to the Vola Trap, which is essentially where you get Volibear super early in the game. You never level them up because it takes forever to get extra Volibears. You build around a Glacial Electric comp, and you end up with Ornn in there. And anyways, the Volibear trap, it's so tempting, but I mean, I'm really making fun of my own strategy here. Why would I have Warwick, Braum, and Volibear up there in the front line? But you know what? They're just sad sacks taking the damage, and as long as they can keep everyone at bay. Ooh, there's Soraka. I'm going to lock that down till I get a little bit more money. So weaponry is super important. You need to balance when you level your champs versus when you buy XP. So you can see here, I'm just floating above 50. You get the great bonus after 50 gold. And you need to capitalize on that, especially if the other players don't have 50 gold. You can just keep leveling characters, especially high-level characters. Keep re-rolling, roll down. I just dropped down to 39 because I really wanted to push the extra level out. So I got my 2 Lunar going. Leona is a good pair for that. Got my 4 Ranger. 3 Glacial. I could stand to lose Volibear here. But I really need a tank up front. That's a mistake a lot of people make. They shift into the Mystic Lunar and they don't have the tanks out there on the board. So I need to watch out for that. Just need someone to stall them until Nami's wave can hit them. It's going to take them down. But oh, his splash damage is too good. So the way I need to deal with that, I can't get my characters grouping because they're just going to do huge damage. So I need to spread them out. So I'll need to get Zeke's Herald or Locket of the Iron Solari, something like that. Lay it on it. Oh, there's another Nami. Sell somebody off. Don't need Leona. It's great. Let's get this going. Oh, Twitch. Okay. Get him level 2. Get him in the board. Really like to get that Ashe up, though. She is a powerhouse. So you're going to do well with weaponry, with positioning, especially when you're countering the Inferno 6. You can see I've got a wasted spatula on my bench. That's a problem. But there's no sense in sticking it on somebody now when it's not going to do anything. So if I can ever cheat an extra player out there with another spatula, that'd be amazing. There's my Ashe, level 2. We'll get her in the game shortly. Oh, there's a Nami. There's no way that Nami sticks around for me to pick her up. This is where watching the other players' boards can really help, because these guys could really host. Oh, they're going to let me have her. Oh, boy. Okay, there's my Nami. Now, the redemption's a little bit of a waste on her because I'm going to tuck her in the back. She's going to be as buried as I can bury her. But with a level 2 Nami, these guys are really going to face the wrath of Flash. Another character that's great, I've just got that Lux rolled up there. A lot of the top tier players are going to be using their Luxes. I'm looking at that because we can get that Ocean buff, Insta Ocean buff. And again, that's one that benefits everybody on the team. So late game, when you've got all these players out here, you really benefit from that. So if I can get her on the board, there's another guy down. Wow, just making mincemeat of them. Destroying everybody. It was pretty satisfying destroying Cacus in this. That was my main goal. Kind of feel a little bad about taking NATO out. He's still learning, so I'm a little bit ashamed of that. But I got to take advantage while I can, because he's a super smart dude, and he's going to pick this up quick. Especially once he sees how to do the pivot here. Okay, we're getting down to the last battles. I'm going to slow things down for you. Just the 2 of us left. Nami's affected, but that Inferno damage is really killing me there. Didn't quite get the redemption off. So he just eked that out with his plants. So I got to make a little change here. This is the way you got to respond or die. All right, so there's the Locket of the Iron Solari. I'm going to be winning that one, so I should start rearranging characters to prepare for that. All right, this is pretty straightforward. Alright, so we're coming down to the final match. 5 health. I got my avatar out there now. That is fantastic. Lux just rips through them. You got to keep her safe, though. I'm hoping I can tee them up in a line with Lux. I'd love to have her a little more to the side, but I think she'll go out more unnoticed if she's sort of tucked in the middle there. So I got a good range of buffs here. The synergies are great. A couple sacrificial lambs up front. Sorry, Leona. And those rangers are doing a yeoman's job. Look at that Lux. Just softens them up. Nami's gonna come in and clean house. Yeah, that's it. It's over. GG. This is legendary tactics. See how to pivot. If that was helpful to you, like us, subscribe to us, it helps us out. We'll keep posting videos.